Worrying is good. Dale Carnegie shares 6 excellent strategies in his book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, and I would encourage you to check it out. But I'm going to share with you how to use worry to your advantage so that you can start living the life you deserve on this episode of The Dr. K Show. I'm Dr. Karthik Ramanan. I help ambitious individuals end self-criticism with tools and strategies to create optimal everyday mental health. If you're new here and you know you need to get out of your own way to execute on your passions, well, I am here for you. I encourage you to subscribe right now. It's showtime. To understand worrying, we need to understand some high-level neurobiology. The limbic system of our brain includes 2 structures called the amygdala and hippocampus. Think of the amygdala as your fear center. It's a structure that in some form or another is present in other vertebrate animals. It allows us to process events so that we can react accordingly in our future. Our dog Toby is afraid of water. He hates getting a bath. So much so, in fact, that he senses a bath coming based on cues of my wife's behavior up to 30 minutes before his bath time. He shakes and he hides under the bed. His amygdala is highly trained for the threat of water. It sounds funny, but we've developed patterns like that over our lifetime as well. Some rational and some irrational. Just recognize that these fears don't live in the rational part of your brain. The hippocampus is responsible for consolidating data from short-term memory to long-term memory. It encodes threatening events into memory. While water triggers Toby's amygdala, the series of events that lead to this threatening bath are stored in his hippocampus. We've all built up these associations to pay attention to threats in our lifetime too. Recognize that these things are happening on a level that's not in line with the high-level rational thought that we enjoy as human beings. This is a level of the brain that is shared with other animals, and we really behave pretty similarly. Rational thought takes place in your frontal lobe, and this is where we process problem solving, language, judgment, and many other higher level functions. Ever wonder why you can feel worried and not be able to put it into words? It's because the amygdala and hippocampus don't know language. That's all in the frontal lobe. That's why we can rationally know, understand, and express that a given situation isn't worth our worry and still worry. Are you finding this fascinating so far? If so, hit that like button. And if you are feeling awesome, type, "I believe in my greatness," below. Worrying at its core starts at the limbic level, and other vertebrate animals have the same structures and same functions like we discussed. I'm hoping that by understanding this, you can give yourself a little grace that your worry isn't something that's wrong with you. It's why we've survived as long as we have. I started this episode by saying that worrying is good. Well, what did I mean? Well, by now you can see the biological use of worry to keep us safe. How do you use worry to your advantage on a higher level? To use worry to your advantage, you first have to make peace with the past events so that worrying isn't so crippling. It's worry unchecked that stops us from being the person that we want to be. Making peace with those past events needs to take place on all levels of the brain. And when you do so, you're able to notice that the things that triggered you before, you may not react the same way going forward. Things that help make peace with past events. The best one, have a conversation with whoever did you wrong. And it can be a one-way street conversation where you simply declare, "I've harbored ill feelings toward you for what happened in our past, and I just want you to know that I'm letting it go. Those things happened, and they don't have to define me going forward." If you can't have that conversation anymore, for instance, if the person's passed away, you can meditate, visualize the person in front of you, and having the same conversation. On that note, meditation is another fabulous strategy for letting go of past events and being more present to allow worry to serve its purpose and really no more. Next level, working with a therapist is something that I highly recommend. Techniques like hypnotherapy and EMDR are phenomenally powerful in allowing you to reprocess old memories and make peace. and create new meaning from those past events. I can personally attest to the power of EMDR myself. It changed my life. I actually have an interview with Paul Krauss where we talk about EMDR, and I'll link that in the card up here and in the description below. And of course, working with a licensed naturopathic physician who can look at your whole symptom picture, your nutritional patterns, your blood markers, and other lab work to come up with a treatment plan that works for you. Just a good idea. Question of the day: does worry cripple you? And if so, in what way? I would love to know. Let me know in the comments below. Today's Progress Success is brought to you by longtime K-Nation member Keith Williams. He recently launched his YouTube channel, Better with Improv. I'm so proud of him. He shares the following. I lost my job earlier this year. I was told that I was perfect and it was a business decision. I had so much doubt about myself because I thought that I did something wrong or didn't do something right. I felt like I wasn't good enough for them. I've since focused on landing on higher ground and believing in myself. I landed a much better job reporting to the CIO of the new company. I then made the decision to use my 10 years of practicing, performing, and teaching improv to create my own company, Better with Improv, a combo niche of improv and leadership and presentation skills that help those that want to get better at both. Keith's story is a wonderful example of recognizing that we can turn bad situations into gifts if we reframe our mindset. Amazing. If you're dealing with chronic worrying right now, you're not alone. I'm a forecaster, so to speak, myself, looking at various outcomes and what could happen if I don't take appropriate action. And sometimes it's easy to get carried away with it, but it doesn't have to be that way. We're all wired to worry. Worrying itself is not a bad thing. It's a survival mechanism. Where it ceases to serve us is when it goes unchecked and we brood and wallow in our worry. That is crippling, and you don't have to live that way. This isn't going to sound enjoyable, and most of the time it is not, but there are events in your past that you need to reprocess so that they don't overtake your life. There may be people you need to forgive, not for their sake, or even for the sake of your relationship with them, but simply for your own sanity. We can't carry the baggage of our past and expect to be the happiest, healthiest version of ourselves going forward. If we want to live our purpose, we have to let go of the trauma of the past. It can start with a tiny step. Sit with yourself for 5 minutes today without any distractions of your phone or other people. If you want to take it a step further, find a good therapist near you. Even I have one that I see every couple of months. Or maybe now is the time that you decide that enough with the worrying, and today is the day that you take action to start working with somebody who can help you overcome your past and step into your future. I believe in your greatness. Sometimes it's easy to just let it get carried away so that they don't overtake your life. So that they don't overtake your life. They may be... Dang! But it doesn't have to be that way. We're all worried to wire. We're all worried to wire. Oh my gosh. Okay.